Hi there and welcome to the Carpool podcast. This is the show where you get to see the extended version of the original broadcast that was on Dave. And this week's guest is, well, really vitally important to the whole Carpool project. Essentially, the very first Carpool I ever did, which is like 10 or 11 years ago, was with today's guest. He's an extraordinary guy. He's a genuine leading light in the British comedy establishment. Probably would hate me saying that. He's very funny, he loves football, he's a Jew. Please welcome into the passenger seat, Mr. David Baddiel. Excellent. You alright, David?
Hello.
Very good. Oh, he's saying go past, thank you. Oh my God, and now we've got, oh Lord, this is a classic bit of North London driving now. And I do know, we're heading for...
Well, no, I should say where
downtown.
No, well, I say that. This is what I thought.
Because
this morning
there was a bit of twitterage before I picked you up.
Yeah, you're quite a big Twitterer.
I have to admit that I have sent the odd tweet.
I've had to do this. I don't know if you saw that, but when I look at things now close up, I have to do this, which is a very old person thing, because my eyes. It's a really weird thing. Did you know this? Because you wear glasses.
Yeah.
Is some people's, you may not. When they get older, their myopia, their short-sightedness gets better. Right. So I'm now less short-sighted than I used to be.
Wow.
However, I am still. Cannot see things in the distance.
Right.
So I have to keep my glasses, but if I want to read things close up, I have to take them off.
Because I'm exactly the opposite. I can't see that. See that there? There's a pink lump there. There's nothing. Whereas that there is exactly the same.
Oh, really?
I can see a long way away, but I can't see close up.
Oh, right. It's always been like that?
No, because I only wore them since I was sort of mid-40s or something. I didn't wear glasses before that.
It's bad, actually, because apart from being an old person thing, like all this thing, you also, I just lose my glasses now 100 times more often.
I see, because you're right.
And sometimes I say, where are my glasses on top of my head? All that kind of stuff. And then I went to the opticians and they gave me bifocals or trifocals.
Varifocal, whatever they are.
Varifocals. I couldn't get on with them at all.
Right.
They make your world swim.
They do make you a bit swimmy, particularly going downstairs.
Yes.
And your feet are huge.
Yeah, and if you're getting old, you don't want things to make your world swim because you might fall and break your hip.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Anyway, I've twittered.
Yeah.
I'm on... can I say what your Twitter name is? Probably.
Yeah. No, it's fairly public, isn't it?
I'm at Bobby Lou's Carpool tonight. Not tonight, this morning. And where shall we go?
Yeah.
And I've got loads of responses. I am Ron Skanky. That's the name. That's my Twitter name.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've got not my proper name for Twitter. I think I wasn't sure. You were one of the first people to suggest it to me.
What to do to be on it?
Yeah, because when we first did this, you just do it yourself.
Quite a long time ago now.
Time ago, you just do it yourself with like some cameras that you'd done with sellotape in your car.
They were like old scrappy cameras, scrapyard cameras.
Yeah, it was round about the time that Twitter was just starting, and I remember we drove around a bit, and you said, "Oh, it's really good, this Twitter thing," and you were getting lots of tweets. Yeah. And I wasn't sure about it, but I thought I'll give it a go, but I didn't want to go in under my own name in case it was in fact awful.
Yes.
And it was just nutters.
Yes.
And obviously it is quite a lot of nutters. Yes. But now...
But they're kind of quite charming nutters. I get very erudite responses. I mean, really clever people.
No, they're, in the main, they're incredibly charming. And another friend of mine described Twitter as being like a sort of global cocktail party.
It is.
With people you don't know, but they're all very witty and friendly. They're very witty and friendly unless you get involved in the Keith Chegwin debate.
Oh,
I got involved in the Keith Chegwin debate. I just made an offhand remark about Keith Chegwin during the time that Keith Chegwin was being criticised by some comedians for nicking jokes, basically.
Right.
And next thing you know, the forces of hell on Twitter were unleashed upon me. It was absolutely incredible. It was, I've done this movie about Jews and Muslims called The Infidel.
Yeah.
I've done that, and lots of people said, "Oh God, you'll get lots of stuff." Nothing. Yeah. People like it. No death threats, nothing. I make a small joke about Keith Chegwin. People are threatening to kill me on Twitter. It's incredible.
But these are pro-Chegwinites.
Oh, these are Chegwinites.
Chegwinite fundamentalists.
Chegwinite fundamentalists are much more dangerous than Al-Qaeda. I tell you, don't say anything bad about Keith Chegwin.
I've always hugely admired and
he's a marvellous man.
An original comedian who never takes anyone else's jokes.
Absolutely, he's Larry David of his time. So that's Keith. Anyway, but I like Twitter, so I tweeted, where should we go? And here's some of the places that people suggested. A lot of people said my house, without saying where they live. They just said, come to my house.
That's very nice.
Drive to see me. Watch for a while, someone said.
Right.
What about this. Come to Southwest Cornwall, I'll do coffee and biscuits. Or if you're held up by the tourist traffic, I'll knock up some lunch.
No,
I like the idea that he's thought we're actually going to go
we'll pop down to
Cornwall, so you'd better say, oh, if you're a bit late, I could still do lunch.
Right.
You could do your Friday big shop on a Thursday. He says because it's Thursday today.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, well, I think you'd get a bit bored if you stood outside Sainsbury's for quite a long time.
The Friday big shop on a Thursday. That's just throwing all caution to the winds.
Ace UK says, Belgium, it would be a first for Carpool. I'd love to see his expression when you tell him with a serious look on your face. Now, I've ruined that by saying
by blowing it. But
why don't we do it? Why don't we just do it, just for Ace UK, okay?
Yeah.
I want to go to Belgium, Robert.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I'll try and work it in.
Yeah, brilliant bit of acting. Brighton, it's a lovely day.
That's why I need a lot of rubber on my face before I do any kind of acting.
But a Dundee to buy Toblerone.
Oh.
Is that where you get Toblerone from? Isn't it? Normally that mountain looks to me like it's
vaguely Swiss.
Swiss, yeah.
But they probably stock Toblerone in Dundee, and they may have a very special brand. I don't know.
Yeah. So I don't want to do any of that. I've got people still suggesting things, by the way, as we speak.
But I like what we're doing because now we've done. Because it started out as, just driving around while we talk, and then there's quite a lot of people get critical about that because is that really eco as you make
really?
out? I've never made out anything's eco, but
Yeah, you're in a car.
Yeah, you're in a
on
car.
A television program. Those things use.
Well, so though someone's working out the carbon footprint of doing this in comparison to hiring a studio, running a studio, running all the lights.
What we could do is a different version where we just walk about.
Yeah.
With no cameras.
With no cameras would be good, wouldn't it? Yeah.
We
get
just
less
have a
downloads.
chat. Yeah, and probably don't wear any clothes.
We walk
those,
about.
Imagine the carbon footprint of just these clothes.
Huge.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're
not doing that. So what I thought was, here's the thing, is that the DVD of The Infidel came out
which
on
I
Monday.
bought.
You bought with your own money?
I bought it on Monday.
On Monday with your own money.
When it first came out, I was so excited. I just happened to be walking past.
I'm very pleased you did that.
Bought it in a shop.
Not least because I went into the film kind of production company yesterday, and they gave me a bag of DVDs, 10 DVDs. Now that's not enough. I've got lots of people who want free DVDs. Not that I'm just going to give anyone, but I have to give some people.
Yes, I suppose there's some people.
My mum.
Yes, that's fair enough.
And
your mum does feature in it.
She is in it.
Your mum.
Yeah, so she should probably get her own allocation.
Yeah.
But I thought I might go and buy a couple of copies.
Yeah.
At HMV. Really, what I want to do, I'll be honest with you, is I just want to go see the display at HMV.
Because it's in the new releases, and it was up in the.
No, apparently it's in the window. There's a big cutout of Omid. It might have been put down by the time we get there. But apparently there's a big cutout of Omid, and it says "Losing My Religion." And next to it is a big display for Toy Story.
Right.
And I think I mainly just want to see The Infidel next to the display for Toy Story.
Well, I mean, it's a brilliant achievement. You did it. You wrote a film. It got made.
It got made.
It had really good people in it. It got finished.
Yeah. All that stuff.
It got post-produced, and then it got released.
Yes, and now we're going to have a look at the display in HMV Oxford.
I mean, that any step, as we all know, any step in that process could have gone hideously badly wrong there, and everything would have fallen to bits.
No, that's right.
Well, I mean, big achievement.
And stuff got, all of those steps did involve heartache of one sort or another.
Of course, yeah. But Omid was, I saw him in Edinburgh a few years ago, I think when he was sort of starting, definitely not starting, because he was incredibly good.
Right.
So it wasn't his first gig or anything, he was brilliant. And I didn't know anything about him, so when he did his full-on Middle Eastern accent, which is how he used to open the show, I just thought that's who he was. And then he suddenly went, oh, well, that's enough of that. So I went, oh, how did you do that?
No, he's got quite a posh voice.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah. I don't know quite why it's so posh, because he's not posh, really. But maybe
it's sort of he's done RP acting training, and it's sort of.
I don't know if he has.
I don't know.
No, I think. He was born in this country.
Yeah.
His parents were fled from Iran, so I've never quite got a sense of how. I think his dad may have been quite an important person in Iran.
Right. Well, but most of the people who fled after the fall of the Shah were the kind of upper middle class Iranians, weren't they? They were as opposed to the sort of peasants.
Yeah, I guess it was because they needed enough money to come here.
Yeah.
Because my granddad was a refugee from Nazism.
Right.
And he was very wealthy in Germany, but by the time he fled here, he had no money at all.
Right.
Because the Nazis had taken it all.
Yeah.
As they tended to.
So your mum was born in Germany?
Yeah, my mum was born in Nazi Germany.
But then brought here
She's got a swastika on her passport. And also...
Has she?
Yeah. Yeah.
She got a passport with a swastika on it.
Well, I say passport, I mean birth certificate. A passport has been reissued. She's 71, so she doesn't still have the passport that she had in 1939.
The swastika on the front.
Swastika, yeah, with a picture of a baby face. She'd never get through immigration with that.
It's so unfair that she hasn't been able to. But I see. But on her birth
certificate, there is a swastika. Yeah. And also there's a slightly weird thing. She has 2 birth certificates, which I can't be bothered to go into because it was. Anyway, so she's got a swastika. And another thing, this is an interesting thing about the Nazis that most people don't know, which is
interesting thing
about the Nazis, which is that the Nazis, they did a lot of bad stuff. Okay,
yeah,
we know that. I'm not saying anything new there, but they did a lot of sort of rather stupid bad stuff as well as the big bad stuff. Yeah. They did sort of little annoying bad stuff, and one of those was, if you were a Jewish child born after 1935, like my mother, you had to. Your parents had to choose the name from a list of prescribed names.
Wow.
And the names were really horrible.
Right.
They were not nice names. You couldn't choose Emily or whatever, Josephine. And my mum's name is now Sarah because all Jewish children had to be called, if they were female, they had to have Rachel or Sarah as their middle names. I think if they were men, they had to have Moses or something.
Wow.
But her first name, her real first name, I say her real, the ones the Nazis prescribed for her, is Fromit. Formit, which is a really horrible name. Fromit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that was one of the names that they had on the list for names for Jewish girl children. So my mum's full name is Fromit Sarah Baddiel now. It was Fabian at the time. So that's what's on her birth certificate.
Wow.
As well as the swastika.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty.
She should have a sort of. I think if she, gets it out, she should have a little thing drawn from it, like a circle around from it, that says, "I had to have this name because of this."
Yeah.
Arrow to the swastika.
Yes. God, I know he can get through. Security. Yeah. Oh, it'd be embarrassing, wouldn't it, if he just screeched to a halt right in front of us?
Yeah, it would. Well, I thought it might be.
Yeah.
It's often when you're filming, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You're going through red lights the whole time.
Yeah.
You're driving down one-way streets because you're thinking about the television. You're thinking about the viewers. You don't think about the driving.
No, I'm only concentrating on getting you safely to the DVD purchase point.
Yeah.
That's my
point of sale, I believe it's called now.
But that does involve me driving through the glass doors of HMV.
Yeah, if you could. Yeah, if you like to do that thing that you've done, what's it called, ram raiding or something?
Yeah. I'm just looking for somewhere
Actually, that would be much better for me because I'm quite resentful about having to buy the DVD. I really feel
it's quite extraordinary. I'm resentful to your mates that haven't bought your, be a bit supportive and buy it for.
That's true. But it's
so
also
you're buying them for them and giving it to them.
That's right. I'm not going to give it to my mates.
Right.
It's things like it's the odd
professional connection.
Relative. No, it's relatives.
Really?
And then it'll be things like, for example, we're going to go and stay in Cornwall. Wenda's from Cornwall.
Right.
And we're going to be staying in Cornwall, and she just said to me today, she said, "Oh, look, the people we're going to stay with, perhaps you could give them a DVD to say thank you." And I thought, oh, well, that's another one of my DVD's gone. I'm going to have to go to HMV and buy some. So it's a little present for people and stuff like that. But also it is slightly awkward. I don't know if you find this with stuff that you've done. It's that sometimes you'll talk about it, and someone, it's a book or a film or whatever, and someone hasn't seen it, and then they'll say, "Oh well, I'll get it to you," and then you think, do I mean therefore that I will get you a free copy?
Yeah.
And sometimes people will say, "No, don't worry, I'll go out and buy one." And I think, then now I'm supposed to say, no, don't do that. When I'm thinking, no, do it. do it.
Buy me one and give it to me so I don't have to think about it. Yeah,
and also, you buying one is part of what earns my living.
Because when I have books out in the past, I've said to people, gone, "Oh, God, I'd love to read it." I go, "It's in a shop. Buy one." All meaning, I had a pack of them out in my office. No, you're not going to have one of my free ones. And then, of course, then I see them 10 years later. And I said, "What did you think of that book?" I never read it. I
never read it because you didn't give me a free one. Yeah, and then you have the problem that sometimes, like, you have got quite a big stack of books or whatever, and then you thought, I want everyone to buy one, then you didn't give them away. You might as well have given them away.
Yeah, I know, because I've still got them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I tell you, I've got a lot of French copies of my books.
Oh, right.
They send me, the French publishers send me, I don't know, 20 copies.
Oh, did they? God, because I've got 2 Russian ones.
Have you?
Yeah, which
I've got a Russian.
I've kept those.
Well, I like that. I've got a Russian one somewhere of one of my books, and that's just cool. I just like the fact that it's basically here. Dostoevsky wrote this.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I've got lots of French copies, lots of Italian copies of some of my novels. And what are they doing in my house? I mean, what do I?
Not a lot of use for them.
Yeah, but then again, I don't have that many French or Italian friends.
Yeah.
Perhaps I should take them to a bring and buy sale.
Your car boot sale on the French-Italian border.
Yeah, perfect. In the Alps. Ski gear.
Yeah.
There was an attractive woman there.
Oh, is
I
there?
don't know if you find this, particularly as someone who's doing a show about driving, involves you driving, is that I find that I've nearly crashed virtually every car I ever had as a result
looking
of
at beautiful women.
doing that, yeah.
Oh, right.
And there are points where, do you get this, where a beautiful woman is walking in front of you and you think, well, now I must know whether or not she is beautiful. I can't see what she's like.
Oh, see, if you're and she's walking,
Yeah.
Oh, I see, walking
And she's walking
in the
ahead
same
of you,
direction,
yeah,
so you only see
and you're
her.
driving and you think,
Yeah.
I can't bear not knowing. And sometimes she turns away and you never find out. It's awful. And sometimes you're in a traffic jam and you've got to get the traffic jam going so you can. Am I just coming across a bit weird now?
No, I think I do. I have, but I think it's almost subconscious of me. It's not like I've not thought that consciously, but now you say it, there's no way I haven't done
In
that.
driving, I really notice.
And look in the wing mirror and then go.
Yes, I look
like
in the.
that,
Yeah,
just
sometimes I look in the wing mirror.
But I don't wind the whistle down and go, "All right, darling."
No.
I suppose that's the only difference.
No, I don't do that. I just need to
wish
know.
I could
I
do
need
that.
to know in a way to fit her into my huge panoply of women I'm never going to sleep with. I have to have that.
But now, here's the thing I've done, and I've done it on this street.
Yeah.
And I have admitted this once before. It's a bit embarrassing, but I walk down the street sometimes in the summer with dark glasses on, and so there's lots of, the male fantasy is that there's hundreds of beautiful women, and I'm just saying to myself, no, because I'm looking at all the women that are passing.
Yeah, that you don't want to sleep with.
Yeah,
right.
And what I'm alarmed at, it was sort of set it as.
But then
an
you say
exercise.
yes, presumably.
And then every now and then you go, oh. Yes, please. No. But what it is, then I realise, I'm quite picky.
Yes.
Because it's actually very low numbers, and I've asked other men to do it.
Yes.
And they've gone, oh God, I was about 55, 60%.
I would want to have a conversation with a bunch of women and men, in which someone posited the idea: if you walk down Tottenham Court Road, how many people would you want to sleep with if you walked the entire road? And most of the men, in fact all of the men, I think, said, well, I imagine I'd want to sleep with about 90%
Right.
of the women. And all the women said they'd be surprised if there was anyone, right? Apart from one woman who very bravely said no, she thought she'd want to sleep with about 90% of the men.
Right.
Unfortunately, she was the only one in the room that I wouldn't want to sleep with. I don't know if there's any correlation there.
So that's your Oxford Street there. So if I
where
can
is
do that,
HMV?
Well, I think there's one. You see, there's one down that side, which is.
There's more than one.
There's more than one, isn't there? But
no,
which one do you
I
think?
don't know. Someone said to me, the producer of the film, the lead producer of the film, said to me, have you been to the HMV in Oxford Street?
Because I think there are two, but I mean, I would say that the Regency Street one is the bigger.
Right, okay.
I think that's the.
Should I call him?
Could be worth it. Just give him a quick bell and say,
Okay.
is it the flagship store? Is it the one?
Is it the flagship?
to the east of?
Where's my phone gone?
Oh God, you had it.
No, here it is.
Oh, take
Okay.
it.
Okay, I'll call him. I even had to put my glasses up just to find his name on my phone. Isn't that awful?
It's such an old thing.
Yeah, it really is.
And you're so young as well.
I'm so young. Hello. I'm doing a show at the moment called Carpool on Dave, and we were going to pop down to the HMV store in Oxford Street to see the display. But there are two HMVs on Oxford Street, and which one did you say was the one that had the big display? The one at Oxford Circus, then. Okay. All right. Brilliant. Thank you very much. All right. Cheers. Yes. All right. Brilliant. Fantastic news. All right. Fantastic. All right. We beat Doctor Who. That can't be right, can it?
Yeah, you must have done. That is legendary.
That's fun. Great news. All right. Cheers. Bye. We beat Doctor Who as a new release this week, apparently.
I'm just thinking that Oxford Street is there.
Okay, shall I go and have a look?
Well, I think so, because I think this is as near as I can get.
Okay.
Is
Are
it-
you
well-
alright for me to go and...
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright,
Okay, I'll switch everything off. Yeah, I have. You're
Hello?
right. Oh!
Yeah, so this is what happened. I got in. I was suddenly seized with resentment the fact that I was having to do this. And I could sense people looking at me thinking, oh, he's put his own film, that seems a bit sad. Yeah.
Trying to up it in the
charts, or just like, oh, what, was he not really that involved? Did he not get any? So I bought only 2, which I thought I can't let you down. I can't just walk out. I'm not going to buy any. So I bought 2, which I've got 12 now.
Oh, that's
altogether.
That's enough.
To get my free copies, and actually maybe I should cap it there anyway in terms of giving away.
And let's encourage your friends and family. And also, you could encourage them to buy them.
I also really just went to have a look at the storefront, which was brilliant.
So it was. Oh, good. You did see it.
Yeah, and a bloke took a picture of me, and I wonder if the cameras can see it because it's quite a funny picture. I think.
I'll tell you, we can certainly.
Where's
use
the camera?
There. Go about there.
About there. Look, there it is. There's me standing in front of a big shouty Omid in HMV in Oxford Street.
That's fantastic! Wow.
And it's kind of weird actually, that picture, because it looks a bit like just a big ghost of Omid disappeared behind my head. There was a slightly weird moment where I had to ask 2 hoodies to move so we could take the picture, and they were very, very polite. They looked really like sort of Broken Britain hoodies, just standing outside HMV.
They've probably been hugged by Cameron, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Changed their lives.
Are you a petrol head though yourself, Robert?
I certainly was. I was, yeah. But I was really into cars, but not. Oh, I don't know how much I was. Yes, I was.
Well, you because in Scrap Heap Challenge, you could make a car out of something.
Yeah, no, we used also, and particularly when we were in the States, we used big muscle car V8 engines to make lawnmowers with, and all. It was great fun.
Yeah.
And I used to absolutely adore the sound of a throbbing V8 ticking over more than.
I remember once years ago when Top Gear was a different program, and that was like Quentin Wilson was on it.
Very pro electric car, Quentin, isn't it?
Oh, is he now?
Oh, yeah.
No, well, I remember this was before then. There's a tractor woman over there. See now, that's ruined this whole bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, although
I don't want to say anything cruel, and although you're younger than me, she is definitely young enough to be your daughter.
Yes, of course she is. But what can you do?
Yeah.
Anyway, Quentin Wilson was in a car. I don't know what car it was, and it was one of those cars that made that noise that you were talking about. And he actually said, I remember him looking at the camera, he says, "It sounds like the devil clearing his throat." How brilliant.
They do come up with...
those were the days.
They come up with... Well, even I remember seeing Clarkson driving, I'm not going to mention the car, but doing that with the steering wheel, and you could see it was going straight along. He said, and this steering wheel operates in an advisory capacity. Such a good...
No, well, actually, Jerry Clarkson made one of the funniest jokes ever. He said he was reviewing some car that was a 4-seater convertible, and he said, the fact is, no one looks good in the back seat of a convertible except Hitler. Which that's incredibly true.
Yeah. Yeah, he did look good.
He really managed it. He could carry it off.
They were big convertibles.
Because JF Kennedy tried it and it went very wrong.
Oh.
Very wrong for him. The whole backseat of a convertible thing.
Yeah, that wasn't such a good...
I call him JF Kennedy there, which is an odd thing to do, isn't it? Because you either call him Kennedy...
or John F.K.
Or JFK. Yeah, you don't call him JF Kennedy.
John Fitzgerald K.
Yeah, airport. So we're going back home now.
Going back home. Yeah, you've got your DVDs, you're sorted. Now, I don't want to go on, but that is a beautiful bit of reverse parking.
It is very good.
And I didn't curb out any of the wheels, like I normally do.
Curb them. Oh,
go on the curb, do that naughty sound.
Okay, well, it's been great.
No, thank you so much. It was brilliant.
It's marvellous.
And you've got your DVDs.
I've got my 2 DVDs somewhere around.
Oh, you put them on the back, I think.
Hang on, I think I should show them to the camera. Just to show that
Yes, you should. And also to show people
what
they should be looking for.
What you should be looking for in the shops or on the internet.
There you go.
Is that too much of a plug?
The infidel. No, I think it's good because I think
for some reason they put a picture of me on the back.
You are in it though.
Yeah, really briefly, and it's only a tiny.
You don't have a line.
I don't have a line.
I did notice you.
Yes, no, I am in it really briefly, but they.
And also, you shoot some of your.
Yes, I do.
Making
DVD
of
extras, yeah.
But in the DVD extras, it's worth watching.
No, that is
because you do it in a car.
Some of it owes something to Carpool.
Yeah.
There's a moment that owes a bit to Carpool.
I was very, very touched.
In my end is my beginning. Robert, it's been a pleasure.
Lovely to see you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Sadly, that's all we've got time for, but please don't forget to join me again next time.